In today's segment, we are going to travel straight to Tampines, one of our favorite neighborhood, where somewhere that I grew up with. So very familiar with the place, and we are very excited for this review of Revel at Tampines.
So before we get into that, welcome to New Condo Reviews, a segment that Andik and me, Merita, have created to
Empower, enrich,
and
educate
buyers, investors, families out there who are interested in the private property segment. Okay, so let's go into Revel EC, hot on the heels of Aurel EC in Tampines North. But Revel EC is now, we are going into Tampines West, a very mature and actually very developed estate already.
So just a short disclaimer, this content is based on our personal opinion, research and assumption. So anything that is in this is all for information only. Okay, so property details and market conditions may change, and please do contact us for a new update because we do not know when are you looking at this video. Okay, and also you should also do your own due diligence and seek professional advice. I think that's all.
Seek our advice. Okay, so introduction to Revel EC. It is a brand new executive condominium, and the vision behind it is actually it will be shaped by water, crafted by harmony. So it's actually inspired by the gentle ripples of water, and it will have a lot of waterscapes in abundance in the development. And over 70 facilities, swimming pools, barbecue pits, function rooms, and it's also nestled within the mature Tampines estate, as we mentioned. It is really made for families who love the nature, who love water. I know my kids love water very much. So yeah, Revel EC has that vision in mind.
Okay, so before we even move further, I hope that you will continue to watch this segment or this channel. So to motivate us even further, do drop us a like or a follow button. Okay, then also want to talk about the developer. So this developer is very well known, Sim Lian Group Limited. Okay, so previously some of the developments they have done is actually Tampines Trillion, Aurel of Tampines, Treasure at Tampines, The Botany at Dairy Farm, and Treasure Trust.
Okay, so you can actually tell that they are the king of Tampines developments. They have done so many developments already in Tampines.
Yeah, so for them to come again in Tampines, I think they are now coming with more experience. I guess we will be very excited to look at what they have in stock for the neighborhood, for the residents in Tampines.
Okay, some project development details. Okay, so the name of the development itself is Revel Tampines. It will have a leasehold of 99 years, commencing from 5th Feb last year, actually. And it sits on a site area of about 22,488 square meters of area. Okay, and the gross plot ratio will be 2.5, and expected vacant possession is actually 30th June 2030, and the legal completion is 30th June 2033. So the project has 2 blocks of 12-story, 5 blocks of 13-story, 4 blocks of 14-story, with a total of 572 units. And the car park, there's about 462 basement car park lots. That's about 80%.
Yes, correct. So in total, there's about 11 blocks there. So again, we will see that the blocks are only make up of 12, 13, and 14 story. That's quite rare. Seeing a lot of landscapes, a lot of high-rise building now. Okay, this is because if those of you who are not familiar with Tampines, we are actually very close by to 2 airports. One is at, of course, our Changi Airport, and one more will be at our Paya Lebar Air Base. Okay, so Paya Lebar Air Base, if you all have been following a lot of property news, it will be moving in 2040 to make way for a lot of developments in that area. Okay, so before we get into that transformation, maybe we want to to tell the viewers out there and for you guys out there, okay, the 3 pillars reality check before what we do for our clients before even we advise them with regards to which property that they should be looking for.
Yes, so the show flat can be really shiny and really attractive, but we have to break down into this 3 filter reality check: our location, product, and exit. And with these 3 filters, we will advise our clients whether it's a good buy or we should skip this project.
So minimally, this is the 3 filter check lah, that we will do for clients. Of course, different clients have different conditions, different lifestyle, different income, different things that they want to achieve in life. Okay, but minimally for those people, for the public out there, if let's say you are going into the private property market, I think this is the minimal that you should do lah.
Okay, first one, the location reality. So what is it that attracts people to this new development?
Of course, Tampines itself is unique in the sense that it's very mature, given that there are a lot of good schools actually in Tampines.
This is not any Tampines, okay? This is Tampines West. Okay, so Tampines West is really quite developed compared to your Tampines North area. So yes, we have St. Hilda School within 1 kilometer from the project. If you know St. Hilda's, it's a very popular school and everybody's trying to get into that school. And then nearby we have Junyuan Primary, Junyuan Secondary. We also have Tampines Primary, Tampines Secondary, and then also the St. Anthony's Conversion Primary. Yeah, so those are some schools that families are really keen for their kids to enter.
Yeah, some of the families I met, right, they are actually very, very particular about primary schools, okay, because primary school itself is the school that they as parents can choose. Okay, unlike secondary school and JC, etc., etc., which based on the marks of the student. So for primary school, it's important for some parents. It's important for them to put the kid into a good school, okay, so that the kid also will have a head start in that school. So that's something that a lot of parents have anxiety about schools, okay, because this is and the kids are still young, so they still can choose the preferred school that they want to put the kid at. So I see a lot of parents, that's why a lot of property around good primary schools
usually
has a higher price in that sense.
Yes, and I believe why St. Hilda's is a more popular school is because of a range of CCAs that they provide. They have journalism, they have other interesting CCAs that maybe neighborhood schools may not have. So those are some reasons that parents also put their children in to enrich their experience and their interests.
Yeah, so around the area, not only we're talking about schools, we have also the SUTD Temasek Poly, which is within the close distance. Okay, so for teenagers, if going to polytechnic is also quite hard. Okay, given that polytechnic itself is not a structured institution, your timetable might overlap. So for teenagers to have your residence near a school will be something that they would love lah. Okay, I remember when I was staying in Pasir Ris, then my school was at Nanyang Poly. I dread going to school. Okay, so for this, I guess for poly students who wish to enroll in Tampines, Temasek Poly, okay, would love the place, and hopefully your rebellious teenager in future would keep going to school lah.
And this is the area where your kid can grow up and live in from primary up till university as well.
And also the MRT station. A lot of developments were saying that their development is minutes away from the MRT station, 10, 12, 15 minutes walk. Okay, but however, as Singaporeans, we are very manja. We want convenience at our doorstep. Okay, if 10 minutes is not a walk, it's actually one bus stop away. Okay, we also do not want to walk there. Okay, but however, for this development, how far are we looking
For
at?
River EC, actually, it's just a 200 meters walk.
Wow, 100
Yeah,
meters walk.
that's quite near. Okay, less than 500 is really quite near to walk, actually.
Yeah, half the distance of a running
Stadium
track.
track. Okay, what else nearby is of course your Giant, your IKEA, Tampines One, Tampines
Mall.
One, Tampines Mall, Century Square, the Holy Trinity. Okay, and you're actually just one stop away, so you can just take the train towards Tampines, and then you can access all these conveniences.
So three shopping malls plus one Tampines hub. Yeah, so if you consider Tampines hub a shopping mall, also.
Yes.
So in
And
total.
also the future Pinery Mall.
Yeah.
Pinery Mall will be up and coming, and where you have your supermarket, your childhood, your childcare centers, your enrichment centers. Yeah, they will all be there as well.
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about the Pioneery residence, we already made a video, so just click the link over here and hope to see you on the other side.
And so actually, even though you're near to all these shopping malls, you're actually not affected by the hustle bustle of those malls and the busyness of everything, because you're actually only one stop away and not exactly on the site itself, the shopping center site. So if you prefer calmness, quietness, probably Rivel EC is a good choice. But you can still access all these conveniences at your doorstep.
Now we are going to look into the URA master plan, what's happening in Tampines and also around the area. Okay, so if you know the Paya Lebar, as mentioned earlier, the Paya Lebar Air Base will be moving soon. So this will give you a lot of what will happen in Paya Lebar Air Base is there will be a lot of housing, a lot of mixed developments, and also industries. Yeah, industries as well. Then talking about Changi Airport, they're going to open another terminal for Changi Airport. Then we have the East Coast plan, the Bayshore area will also be developed. Then at Punggol area, we will be looking at the digital district. Yeah, so we are actually, Tampines itself, not only it has been a matured area to a lot of residents in Singapore, and on top of that, we will be centered within a lot of the developments around the area. So it will be a very, very exciting place. Hopefully, they still can keep that nature and calm that I felt 10, 20 years ago. Yeah.
So the East is actually transforming a lot. So yeah, as Pak Andik said, Tampines is really at the heart of the East side transformations.
So we believe that property is always a very, very good investment, a safe and good investment. Okay, but however, you want to see the quality of the investment on how we grade this kind of investment. Okay, so for Tampines itself, if let's say you buy a property in Tampines, especially a newer development, we can allow the investment to mature, okay, because of this underlying projection or underlying growth, yes, underlying growth that will be happening around Tampines. So, of course, Tampines has very, very old flats, okay, coming in with a new condo or new EC. I believe this investment will be a worthwhile one.
Okay, next, let's go into the product reality. What exactly is good about Rivel EC? The construction itself, the site plan itself, the floor plans itself. Actually, what makes Rivel EC a good choice for you to buy?
As mentioned, we have 11 blocks in total. So if you are looking at the floor plan, okay, we have block 51, 53, 55, and 57, which is closer to Street 94.
As mentioned at the start, the Rivel EC actually has 70 over facilities divided into the Serene Sanctuary, Leisure Oasis, and Vitality Springs. So what this all includes is your 30-meter lap pool, water therapy, aqua gym, aqua aerobic pool, wellness pool, family pool, kids water play, kids pool, leisure pool, and a 50-meter lap pool. So actually there's a lot of pools around the project itself, and it's spread across the area.
So interestingly, with regards to the layout, you see most of the bigger units, yeah, if you see here, the 34, 33, 40, 41, 42, then we have all these. Okay, most of the bigger units are all pool facing. Okay, I guess the idea is so that when the kid go down and play at the swimming pool or play at the playground, the parents can just look down and say hello to the kids, or just they do not want to go down and play the swimming pool and be suntan or whatnot. Okay, they can just do it at the luxury of their house.
They want to be close to the swimming pool and don't have to maneuver under the blocks to get to the swimming pool.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, if you have small kids, yeah, like if you have small kids, for them to find a swimming pool, and have to walk past so many gates and house, it's a very good idea. I think that's very thoughtful of them also to create such space for bigger families. And also, it's something unique that the clubhouse actually not only has one level, not only two, but three levels. So there is where all the play things happen. So what I can see is they're trying to divide the busyness and also the serenity of the place. So we have swimming pool tucked at one side, and all the clubhouse, the barbecue, a lot of function rooms, all chucked to another side of the development, rather than putting it at the center and a lot of people gathering at the center. Then might not be sightly for some people who prefer private spaces.
Most of the facilities are near to the bigger units, so it's more decentralized. Three bedders are mostly towards the top, where there's a lap pool in between, and then the bigger units are at the bottom, beside the clubhouse, beside the kids pool. So it makes for a distinction whether you like quiet facing or you like to have the facilities nearby. So you actually have a choice.
Yeah, I think the swimming pool itself is quite interesting. Like we have the aqua aerobic pool, where in the aqua gym. I think some of the places I saw, which is at one of Sim Lian's one of Sim Lian development for Treasure at Tampines. Okay, where they have gym in the pool. So it's quite interesting, like, where you can cycle, do your aqua cycle, and also carry weights in the pool. Same developers. So I guess they are learning from experience, and I guess there were a lot of good feedbacks with regards to having these facilities, and they thought of bringing it to EC.
And interestingly, there is an upcoming pickleball court. So pickleball is an upcoming sport. I mean, it's already here. Actually, everybody is playing it. Yes, so the developer has thoughtfully included a pickleball court so that more residents can use the facility.
So it comes with a pickleball and also a tennis court?
Yes, there's two, pickleball and tennis court. Okay, block distance-wise, we can see that those in block 59, 61, those units facing the kids pool probably have unblocked views towards the clubhouse. And then for block 69, units 40 and 39, they also enjoy unblocked views. If you take fourth story and higher, because in front of you is actually the clubhouse, the 3-story clubhouse.
Yeah. So I guess for unblocked views usually comes with a higher premium price tag lah. So we will say again, so unit at block 69, at unit 39, 40, all these will be a bit more premium. Okay, given that there is a pool facing and also unblocked later on. For the price wise, I would assume those facing outwards. So unit at block 51, 53, 55 and 57, the one facing outwards, at unit 01, 02, 05, 06, 09, 10, 13, and 14 will be priced slightly lower than the rest.
Okay, so if you see the surrounding estate itself around Revel, it's actually BTOs, primary residences, and some future developments like a future health institution and a school. So actually, those facing outwards will not have any unblocked views, unfortunately. So you can expect that the price will be priced sensitively, conservatively compared to those inwards facing that are enjoying pool views. Okay, and if you were to look at the 5 bedders stacked 40, 42, and 12, I think we can safely say that maybe stack 12 would be one of the cheaper 5 bedders there because they don't really enjoy unblocked view. The block distance to the block opposite them is approximately 23 meters.
So for the future developments, we are looking at the URA master plan just surrounding area. What we can see is there's a lot of developments, especially upcoming BTOs. Okay, why is this important? It's because we want to know who will be our future buyers. So as you know, when an EC, after it is being TOP'd, you have to stay there for at least 5 years. So we are looking at a span of 8 years, okay, before we can sell to the Singaporeans. So of course, those people, those families from buying their first home as a BTO in future, these are some of the potential buyers that will be buying your place. So we have to look at the surrounding areas, and we'll be touching more later on our third reality check, which is the exit plan.
Okay, next we will look at the breakdown of unit types in Revel EC. Okay, so it starts at 3-bedroom premium. There's about 88 units of them, 7 stacks, and the typical unit size is 82 square meters or 883 square feet. And then next we have the 3-bedroom premium plus study, a total of
144 plus 9 ground floors. So we makes a total of 153 units in total. This is slightly bigger because of the study, which comes up to 926 square feet or 86 square meter. So 4 square meter is for the study. It will be very interesting to be looking at the layout of that study later on.
So 4 bedrooms, we have 11 stacks of it, about 97 square meters, 1,044 square feet. And then 4-bedroom plus study, we have 3 ground floor units, 49 other units, and then 103 square meters, which equates to 1,109 square feet. And then also the 4-bedroom flexi. So this will have a flexi room that you can create in the unit itself. Okay, there will be about 4 ground floor units and 49 other units. Okay, 110 square meters or 1,184 square feet. And then 4-bedroom premium, and then also the 5-bedders. So the developer has concentrated the most number of units in the 3-bedroom premium plus study as well as the 4-bedroom.
4 bedrooms, yes. So EC, if you have not been following the property market or you are new to it, EC usually are meant for family size units. So it usually starts with 3-bedder premium and above, or 3-bedroom and above. Either 3-bedroom and above lah. Okay. Let's head down to the
floor plan.
So we have the 3-bedroom premium or type C1P at 82 square meter. So if you look, all these are post harmonization. Okay, so if you see the AC latch is a non-strata, so it's not included in the floor plan size. Okay, we will see for this itself, the balcony is a glass balcony. Yeah? Unlike a lot of EC, they give those rail kind. Even some of the condo, just to save cost, they give the railing kind. But Simland has provided glass balcony. Okay, interesting. Okay, then we have an extendable living space to the balcony, and all the common rooms will be able to fit a queen size bed. Given looking at the size, will be about 9 square meter for each of the common bedrooms. Then we have the master room, 12 square meter, can fit a king size bed easily and 2 side stable. We have enclosed kitchen. Then we even have a store. All bathroom will have a window. Okay, washer and dryer also will be provided by Simland. Okay, which is very interesting, because why Simland has make this 3-bedroom premium in such a way, because I have seen some of the condo where the bathroom itself is actually centrally ventilated without means it's without windows. Yeah, so I guess Simland have put a lot of thought to it, okay, where the windows are all near the aircon ledge.
Okay, the next room, the 3-bedroom premium plus study, it includes whatever was in the 3-bedroom premium, but now we have a flexible study space that you can use to create a niche for your bookshelf, for your helper. It can be converted to anything you like lah, maybe more storage. Okay, and interestingly, this development, they also have removable walls in the kitchen zone, so you can create a island, or maybe you want to install a glass panels to look into your dining, to look into your living room.
Okay, so next we will be going to the 4-bedroom flexi. So on top of that, the 4-bedroom, we have the other types of bedroom, which are just the 4-bedroom, 4-bed plus study, and 4-bed plus premium. Okay, so for this floor plan, we are looking at the 4-bedroom flexi. So flexi is where you can change the layout of your house to whatever you want, whether it's a bedroom, whether it's a study, just an extra room, or you just want to have an open concept, so you have a larger living space. Okay, so interestingly, of course, if you look at the floor plan, the flexi is placed near the living space. For this bedroom type, okay, the flexi do not comes with any wall, so it's an open concept. Right? Okay, if let's say you want to erect a wall or just a dry wall, okay, you can feel free to do so, because based on the layout, it's actually quite huge already, the living space. But if you want a bigger space for the kids to run around better, there is a possibility to arrange it to be such a way. Okay, so for the I think everything else is about the same. We have the common rooms at 9 square meter. Interestingly, I see on the master room, okay, where we have like a walk-in wardrobe. Okay, straight entering from your master room, straight away we are greeted by the walk-in wardrobe kind of feel.
Double-sided.
Yeah. And then towards your toilet, I think the layout is fantastic lah. Okay, there's minimal wastage of space. Okay, of course, with the corridors, we cannot do much unless it's a dumbbell unit, but also that one will also is not as efficient as what people think, for especially for larger unit. It's better to have bedrooms at one side actually. Yeah. So, but that is another story for another time. So this is the 4-bedroom flexi.
Okay, next we take a look at the biggest unit in Revel, which is the 5-bedroom type E1. It's 128 square meters at 1378 square feet. So similarly, it's a landscape living and dining space, approximately 5.3 meters wide. And then there is an extended dry kitchen space with quartz countertop. And you also get an extra junior master bedroom with an ensuite bath. And also the master bedroom also comes with the walk-in wardrobe layout and a space for your dresser. All bathrooms and all kitchens are all ventilated, with windows. This is quite rare in some newer projects or even condominium projects where kitchens do not have ventilation. Yeah, so for ECs, they are really zoning into the family living where people really cook a lot. There's a lot of people using the bathroom, so they really need these ventilated spaces. Yeah.
I think interestingly for this 5 bedroom, so it comes with a junior master bedroom, which is comes with an attached junior bath lah. So I think this, although it calls junior master bedroom, I think this is more for our older folks, our parents, okay, or your parents who needs to be close access to the toilet. Having this junior bathroom really ensures that you also can take care of your parents.
Take better care of your parents.
Yeah, take better care of parents and still have the master bedroom.
Still have your privacy in the master bedroom. And yes, of course, all unit types come with the home shelter. As we have mentioned before, it's a very important feature in family homes. Okay, to keep all our strollers, our barang-barang, our knickknacks. Yes, so the home shelter is actually a feature in all of the unit types in Revel EC. One thing to note about this development is that it comes with vinyl flooring instead of your usual ceramic or polished tile. Okay, so this is one small factor that you have to take note if you are buying into this development. Because some people, when they think about condo or executive condo, they will expect that the tiles are all polished tiles or ceramic tiles. However, for this Revel EC, they come with vinyl flooring, which is probably easier to maintain. It's softer on your feet, warm and cozy. So these are some things to consider if you are going to buy into Revel EC.
I don't think it will be much restriction, okay, to younger couples, because even ourselves we do use vinyl flooring, okay, because of the safety. Okay, we have used those marble kind of flooring before, ceramic kind of flooring. However, when someone slip and fall, it really hurts. Okay, so for vinyl flooring itself, it like Amrita mentioned, it provides a softer landing even if you slip, and the grips are actually better. So given the technology and the enhancers of vinyl flooring, it's not something that we used during our parents' time 30, 40 years ago. Now it comes with all shapes and colors, and sometimes when the vinyl flooring looks like the actual floor itself, the texture and all, but yet it's soft, safer for everyone, from kids to the elderly.
Okay, so that is the product reality of Revel EC. Next, we'll look into the
Exit reality. If you see the land price, Tenet EC, OL EC actually was bidded far lesser than Revel. Revel was actually the record high. Okay, Simland is so confident to bought this land at record high. Okay, not only because they are very experienced in Tampines development, so the developers are actually coming in there with understanding what the buyers want. Okay, on top of that, going into such record price for an EC, okay, is actually very risky. But however, because of their confidence, they are able to put in that such price. Okay, just to let you know, for an EC, after a developer has bought the land, has already gotten the land, okay, for 15 months, they cannot market the property. Yeah, unlike for new launches, once they buy the unit straight away, their marketing team can start hyping, doing the hyping, doing the marketing for all the people around. So Revel itself, okay, was hush until soon to be launched. Okay, so if you've seen the recent new launch, which is Parktown at Tampines, okay, the price was already reached 2,300 per square feet. Okay, Revel itself, we are looking about 1,009 square feet, 1,008, 1,009 square feet. this is our assumption of how Simlian would price the EC. We are actually quite confident with regards to the EC market, just like how anyone were to get a BTO. Okay, so in this case, if to compare Apple and Apple price comparison between an EC and private, it's actually a no-brainer to get an EC, and also EC is a right of a Singaporean to buy lah. Okay, foreigners cannot buy at this kind of price.
Yeah. So if you're eligible for an EC, of course you will have the safety margin when you buy. You will be buying lesser than what other private condo buyers are buying in today. EC is definitely one of the easiest to exit from and safest to exit from compared to the private condo.
So of course we don't want to compare an EC to private because actually it's no-brainer to buy. Okay, so we want to compare the EC land prices across the years. Okay, so I will be covering the 2024 and 2025. If you look already at Novo Place at Tengah. Yeah, Tengah is already going for 700. Okay, Aureal at Tampines at 721. In 2003 that was bought. Then we have the Jalan Loyang Besar.
That's your Coastal Cabana.
Going already at 729, which is I would say also has its strengths. The beach, if you are a beach lover, but however from Costa Cabana to the MRT station is about 3 stops away. It garners a lot of excitement. So I feel that those people who didn't get the ballot for Costa Cabana for the three-bedder, they would be overflowing towards Tampines Revel. Yeah, given that even the distance from the MRT station, like I mentioned to you, it's nearer to the MRT station for Tampines, 200 meters only. Okay, then we'll see at 2005 Woodlands already going for 782. Then we have Senja at 771. Oh.
Yes, so the trend is the costs keep rising.
Yeah, and we are talking about Tampines, okay,
Yes.
where a lot of transformation is happening, like mentioned just now, the Changi Airport, the Paya Lebar Air Base, the proximity to the East Coast Plan. Wow. Okay, to see the prices of Senja and Woodlands now hitting at 771 and 782, I believe Simlian has already made a very good decision to even bid at this price.
And even though transformations are happening, Tampines West itself is already a mature estate. There's already amenities there, your shopping centers there, your MRT there. You're actually buying into a place where everything is already available compared to your Woodlands, your Senja, your even Tampines North, Aureal Tampines, where there's still construction going on everywhere. Compared to those areas, Tampines West is already thriving in its own community.
It seems Simlian is very confident with regards to marketing this place. So if we bring back 6 years ago or 7 years ago when Simlian started to develop or market Singapore's largest condominium, which is at Treasure at Tampines, out of the 2,200 units that they had, they only sold 272 units on launch day. So they only sold 10% of the units on launch day. But however, I guess Simlian is a developer who takes very big risks, okay, with regards to the pricing. Fortunately for them, Treasure at Tampines today has been sold out. Some of the buyers who bought early even bagged $1 million worth of profits for buying Treasure at Tampines. Okay, so Simlian is one of the developer that is very, very aggressive in their marketing strategy, especially in Tampines after the fiasco with Treasure at Tampines, where they only sold 10% of their 2,200 units.
At launch.
Yeah,
That
at
was
launch.
during COVID, right?
Yes, correct. Just before COVID. So I think the EC price, okay, is very price sensitive because there is a lot of things that a lot of regulations with regards to buying an EC. So if let's say a developer who price not correctly will be at risk or not getting enough buyers to buy their EC. Like some of my clients even mid-career who reach above 16,000, 8,000 each, a lot of them couldn't buy an EC.
Yes, so if you can buy an EC, you have to be eligible. You have to be at least one Singapore citizen or permanent resident in your application. The income ceiling should not exceed 16,000 per month. You must form a family nucleus, which can include your spouse, children, parents, or siblings. Or if you are above 35, 2 or up to 4 Singaporean singles as applicants. And then you must not own any private property in the past 30 months. And you must have met your current flat's minimum occupation period, and you must, of course, continue to stay in the EC for at least 5 years. Okay, so if you meet all this eligibility, you can consider buying into Revel EC. And there's also PPF grants that are available to you. There are different kind of payment schemes that you can talk to us about. Okay.
Okay, because interestingly, again, for a 16,000 income, if let's say both of them 8,000 each, okay, the maximum loan for EC would be about $1 million. Okay, so then how do we bridge from the developed price to what the buyers can afford based on their loan? Okay, if let's say, for example, Simland price a 3-bedder at 1.9 million and the loan is only 1 million, so the gap of 900,000 they have to have either in their CPF or in their cash. Okay, that will be something that Simland itself will have to consider when doing the price matrix, doing their assessment later on. Yeah, we do not want, I believe any developer do not want a case like Simland 7 years ago where only 10% of their units bought, okay, because at least they want 25-50% of their units being sold on their launch day. Okay, so it will show the confidence of the buyers in today's market also, or the popularity, or more on the popularity of their developments. Okay, so who should buy? I believe anyone who can afford should buy, okay, because in our next video, we will compare EC versus private, and I will tell you it's a no-brainer to get an EC. Yeah.
So yes, so if you are looking to be within schools, within popular schools like St. Hilda's, if you want to have immediate access to MRT, just a 200 meters walk, this is a good project for you to consider. And then there's also, if you want ready amenities around you and not have to wait for the MRT to be built, to have to wait for shopping centers to be built, this is the area that you can get into. So who shouldn't buy? Of course, EC is a privilege for all Singaporeans. If you can buy, please buy. But who shouldn't buy? Nobody. Who shouldn't buy? Foreigners. Because you cannot buy.
So it's not shouldn't buy, you cannot buy. Okay, so EC, we are very confident with EC regardless of the location. Okay, but however, if let's say you want to compare apples to apples, okay, we have a next launch in Woodlands. Okay, so I guess those people who like Woodlands area, like the transformation there, closest to JB, and also the transportation link in the future to our neighboring countries, then I guess Tampines might not fit you. So Tampines itself, as mentioned earlier, is more for those people who have other extended families around Tampines, Pasir Ris, Bedok, or at the east side would buy this lah. Okay, EC is definitely a long-term investment. Okay, of course, you can sell 5 years to Singaporeans. That's why we made a presentation with regards to future buyers MOP. But however, if you want to have the full benefit of that investment, would be to wait 10 years minimum. So it's 10 plus 3 years construction. We are looking at about 13 years, 13 years holding period at least to stay. So it's best to be able to, who I would recommend to buy definitely would be those people who have extended families around Tampines. Else, if let's say you want, if your family members are staying at Woodlands, yeah, then I think you can wait at Woodlands one, because EC itself is actually a long-term investment planning. Yeah, because later on you know it's hard for you to appeal saying I want to stay near my parents because of the. Uh, Again, yeah, I guess those who shouldn't buy would be the people who
Who don't like Tampines.
yeah, who
Yes.
don't like Tampines, or
Or have
don't
no reason.
yeah,
to
or
be
don't want to be near their parents and just thinking, oh, I'm going to make money with regards to EC. Okay, there will be other choices in future. Woodlands, we have Senja, we have number what?
Sembawang.
Sembawang. Yeah.
And don't forget, if you are not eligible for EC, there is also the upcoming Pioneer Residences nearby. So just click on our video here to go to the Pioneer Residences analysis. Okay, so that's all for today.
Okay, see you on the next video. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video if you like it. Thank you so much and see you again. Bye bye.